Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देव गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानंद माधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं। हरिः ओम तत्सत्। Hare Krishna. So we are here to discuss a very important section or important kind of topic called mind control and regulated lifestyle. I think this topic is very much relevant to all class of people. Everybody needs to learn or rather improve their mind control, and everybody needs to have a regulated lifestyle. So the title for today is Mind Control, Regulated Lifestyle. We begin our discussion by straightaway understanding what is the nature of the mind. So in summary, we can just say that mind is the most powerful I should have bold this word material. It's the most powerful material element. There is a very nice shloka in the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, shloka number 4. Bhumir apo analo vayu kham mano buddhirevacha. Bhumir apo analo vayu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakritir ashtadha. So there are 8 kinds of existence in the realm of material energy. Krishna says, earth, water, fire, air, and ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. These are my 8 separated material energies. Mind is not even spiritual. Mind can be spiritualized, but as a matter of existence, it's matter. So therefore, spiritual life means to go beyond the mind. If you are trying to practice spirituality and all you are looking for is just peace of mind, shanti, 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 of course, that is one of the expectations which one has out of practicing spiritual life. But that is not the ultimate goal of spiritual life. Because spiritual life has direct relationship with spirit soul. That which pertains to the spirit soul is called spiritual. That which pertains to matter cannot be called spiritual. So if you are just trying to look for peace of mind, you're not strictly practicing spirituality. Spirituality means, who am I? Who is God? What is my relationship with God? What can I do to overcome lust, anger, greed, illusion, enviousness, and attachments? What can I do to control my mind? What can I do to control my senses? And how can I engage all my time in the service of God? That is spiritual life. But in order to do that, mind is a great obstacle or a friend, in whichever way, or the kind of conditioning it has. So it is the most powerful material element. There are many shlokas in the Bhagavad Gita which talk about the mind. This is one of the most well-known shlokas which relate to the mind. This is from the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. You can all repeat with me. Bandhur atmatmanastasya yenatmaivatmano jitaha anatmanastu shatrutve vartetatmaiva shatruvat. Bhagavad Gita 6.6. Can somebody read the translation, please? Can you read the translation?
For him who has conquered the mind. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, the mind will remain the greatest enemy.
Yes. So mind can be both. It can be the best of the friends and it can be worst of the enemies. Can you just try to think, how can mind be your friend as well as your enemy? What do you think? In which circumstances mind is your friend? Yes.
When your mind asks or gives or kind of directs you to go through the spiritual path or something good or something bad, then you can say it is a mind of a friend. But at the same time, when it provokes or attracts you towards the illegal stuff, which keeps you away from the spiritual way or the peaceful, then it becomes like an enemy for you. For example, if you are angry or something, you want to see something you want to get, if you are not supposed to have then
Yes. You've given the right answer. If the mind works according to my plan, rather, can I put it like this? If the mind is under my control, if I can order the mind and if my mind listens to me, then it's kind of a friend. And if it doesn't listen to me, if it has its own whims and fancies and tries to do things according to its own desires, then it's an enemy. Like that we can put it. The most important aspect of spiritual life or spiritual life begins with mind control. Somebody whose mind is not under control, they cannot practice spirituality. It is not possible. Mind control is it's not optional, it's an absolute necessity. One cannot say that my mind is not under control, my senses are not under control, but at the same time I'm a devotee of Lord Krishna. It is not possible. So mind will become the best friend when we have the right kind of suitable practice and the prescribed detachment. If we don't do that, then mind will become the worst enemy. And imagine a life in which you are staying with your enemy all the time. What can the enemy do to you?
Can only harm.
It can only harm. Yeah.
If they want to put the grass cutting machine for 10 minutes,
Now only.
because this is no feed.
Okay. For 10 minutes, they will put on the grass cutting machine. It will cause some disturbance, requesting everybody to tolerate. The cows are hungry. Now only they realize. Yes, you wanted to say something.
Something when we say mind control or sense control, is it one of the same?
No, they're two different things we'll discuss today. The senses they have a seat in the mind. The mind is the seat or the stage for all the senses. So when your senses are controlled, mind will automatically be controlled. So sense control comes before mind control. Because where do the senses play around? They play around in the senses. The senses, they play around in the seat of the mind. If somebody has to dance, they need a stage, right? So mind is like a stage. So if the dancers are in control, then the stage is also in control. I'll just put my phone to silent. Yes. So next sloka about the mind is from the 15th chapter. Mamaivaamsha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manah shashthani indrani prakritisthani karshati. This shloka tells two things. Number one, how we are eternal parts and parcels of Krishna, and how mind is the cause of suffering. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. So we are eternally belonging to God, and we are fragmental part and parcel of God eternally. Mamai Vamsha. We are amshas of Krishna, we are amshas of God. Can an amsha become the whole? So amshas or fragmental parts can never become the absolute whole. That means the whole concept of we becoming God is incorrect according to the Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, why will Krishna say Mamai Vamsha Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana? Eternally, we are fragmental part and parcels of God. And due to conditioned life, someone may say, oh, we are part and parcel of God, so we should be at least having the same qualities like God. Yes, we do have in minute quantity. We have similar qualities like God, but God has it in infinite quantity. We have it in infinitesimal quantity. But still, why we are struggling? Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. Conditioned life. What does conditioned life mean? Once I asked this question, they gave some various kinds of answers. But what is your understanding? Conditioned life means what? Something what you are trained to do. Very good. Any other answer? Regular activities which we are doing, we get conditioned by it. Yes.
Driven by a desire, what we want, the condition we want in the life, as we want to make it
Basically, you're right. The word conditioning refers to when I say I have a conditioned life, what I basically mean to say is that my mind is having some expectations now. My mind is conditioned like that. For example, conditioning can be of any type. You see the elephant, when the elephant is a small elephant, they tie the feet of the elephant with the iron chain. And the elephant, as a baby, tries to break the chain, but the chain does not break. As a result of which the elephant's feet get injured, skin comes out, blood comes out. And later on, when the elephant has become a big elephant, powerful enough to break the walls of the building also, at that time they still tie with a rope, not even a chain. But the elephant's mind is conditioned that this bondage which I have will not break. So it doesn't pull also. Can an elephant break a rope? Easily. But its mind is conditioned. It never tries also. Another example is that in some societies, drinking is a natural custom. So drinking is considered absolutely good and absolutely normal. In fact, those who do not drink, they are considered abnormal. There are some societies like this. If you want to make some friends, you have to drink. If you don't drink, you'll have no friends. So there they think drinking is absolutely good. That's a conditioning. Just because we have a particular conditioning, that doesn't mean it is right. Some people say, God has made me naturally like this. And there are certain segments of people, class of people who say that God made me like this. What to do? These are all conditioning. Just because you are conditioned in a particular way, that doesn't mean that that is the right thing to do or that is the natural thing to do. Otherwise, why will Krishna say, Manah Shasthani Indrani Prakriti Sthani Karshati? Why will Krishna say that the living entities are struggling because of the mind? Had the conditionings of mind been natural, that wouldn't have been, Krishna wouldn't have said this verse. That means the aim of life is to remove those conditioning. First, we have to accept the conditioning that yes, I am like this. But that is not my natural state of existence. Naturally, I am a pure spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna, an eternal, loving servant of God. That is my original constitutional identity. Anything else which I am thinking is not correct. It could be anything. Somebody may be conditioned to think I am a very rich man. Someone may be conditioned to think that I am an old man. Somebody may be conditioned that these days some people are thinking like I am a woman inside a man's body. That is also a conditioning. Similarly, some are saying I am a man inside a woman's body. That's also a conditioning. We cannot say that, okay, because I have a great desire. These days there are some children in the train who keep carrying a handkerchief. They dip it in petrol and they keep sniffing it. That becomes a conditioning. And then whole day they are smelling it and lying unconscious. So if that child comes and tells you, I'm naturally like this, from childhood only I'm addicted to, or I have this natural desire to smoke, it's not the right thing to do. Conditioning is conditioning, and according to 15.7, conditioning has to be gotten rid of. So therefore, we have to understand this session focuses on how to get rid of these conditionings. This is also another kind of conditioning. How many of you are used to this kind of conditioning? How many of you made a list of shopping and in that only 2 items were there? But when you went to shop, when you came back, you ended up buying 10 items. This doesn't happen with only those people who are rich. This happens with poor people also. This is called conditioning. Specifically, this is called as operations research. They know how to cheat your mind. If you want to buy bread and butter, they'll keep bread in one corner and they'll keep butter in one other corner. They'll not keep it together. And in between, they'll put 2,000 other things. And you, and a conditioned living soul, when you go with your trolley, first of all, they give you a trolley. It's a subtle way of saying that the trolley should be full. Otherwise, why you're bringing your trolley? That's why in most of the shopping malls, if you carry your own jhola, they'll ask you to drop it somewhere else. Submit it. Huh? And that is subtle way of telling your mind that you have come to buy things rupees worth 1,000, but make sure you buy 5,000. Otherwise, you should not come here. So basically, people buy things which they don't want. And that is the whole definition of GDP. What is the full form of GDP? What does it mean?
Number of transactions that happen if you're talking about the country.
Yes.
Number of transactions that are happening across the country to buy, sell, and
Correct. So how to increase the GDP? By having more?
more selling or more buying.
And when will people buy more? When they have more money? When they are more dissatisfied?
So when they have more desire to buy things.
That means when they are more dissatisfied with what they already have.
You can say that. Yeah.
So basically, the whole definition of economics here is this, that the more dissatisfied you are, the more unhappy you are, the more unsatisfied you are, and the more you keep changing everything in your life on a monthly basis, the higher is the GDP of your country. So basically, a country is an advanced country if it is more dissatisfied.
Could be based on that, but it could be other factors as well. I mean, people are buying more.
You have one car. You are a contributor to the GDP of the country only when you keep changing your car every 6 months. Otherwise, what is the point? Transaction बढ़ेगा कैसे?
That's only one part of it.
What is the other part?
What are the, if you talk about India, there are people who are not able to buy things or.
You talk about yourself. How will you contribute to the GDP of the country? Only when you have more transactions. If I give you a nice Bajaj Chetak scooter, which will run for 25 years, will you be a good candidate for GDP or a bad candidate for GDP?
In such case, that.
And if I give you a mobile which is made to malfunction every 1 year, and you buy new mobiles every 1 year, are you a good contributor or a bad contributor? Please understand, that is GDP. This clarity I have got from one of my friends who is an advisor to the Prime Minister office as far as national economics is concerned, and he has told me this, that GDP means the more dissatisfied you are and the more unhappy you are, the more you will contribute to the GDP. So this is completely 180-degree opposite to the Vedic civilization. Vedic civilization means don't have much things, don't buy more things, just be satisfied and focus, go on an internal journey, go deep within. Our sages, they used to have just one metal kamandal, and they used to not change their kamandlu, this year red kamandlu, next year copper kamandlu, and after that gold kamandlu. No, one kamandlu for thousands of years. That is called Krishna consciousness. But this whole GDP thing is like, go on buying. Go this, go that, do this, do that, buy this, buy that, take loan, take loan. How many calls you get to take a loan? I met a person in our temple. I had to go somewhere, so he offered to drop me. So I asked him, what do you do? So I work for the HDFC loan department. I said, oh, papre. But what do you do? So basically, I convince people to take loan. I said, will you ever take loan from a bank? He said, never. But then we are convincing what to do, it's my job. And he actually explained to me, it's a vicious cycle. If somebody wants a loan, you know how fast the bank will give? Maybe in 3 seconds. Sometimes you get a call, we offer you a credit card, free credit card and a pre-approved loan. Just press 1 to say yes. By mistake also, if you press 1, loan is issued in your name. So no documents needed, pre-approved. Do you think the bank is very kind? They are like your They are from your mother-in-law's side. Huh? They have a purpose. They are vicious. They want to trap you. Because the more the number of loans, the more is the GDP. Because with that loan, what you will do? You'll make a fixed deposit out of that loan? No. You'll go and buy things. That is how they increase the GDP. So the whole point of GDP is something at least which I cannot understand. I come from a very small town called Jamshedpur. Not many people are, super duper rich there. They earn 100 rupees, they spend 99 rupees, they go to sleep. That is the culture. But they are not great contributors to the GDP. Life is different. Good GDP means cities like Bangalore keep changing. House change, spouse change, mobile change, driver change, vehicle change, company change. The more you change, the better you are. So this is all because of why am I discussing all these things? I'm not giving a class on economics. I'm giving a class that how the mind is being cheated. If anybody knows how to control their mind, they'll not fall in this trap. Anybody who knows how to control their mind, they'll not carry a trolley bag also, like this, shopping mall, thinking whether I should take this, whether I should take that, I should buy this. And why does the mind start desiring various things? Just because it is exposed to it. Dhyayato vishya pumsa sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamat krodho vijayate. Whenever you meditate on sense objects, you develop attachment for it. You don't want to buy certain things, but as soon as you see it, you start thinking, acha hoga ki ye bhi le le. It will be good if I take that also. Oh, I should have this also. I should have that also. Like that. There are some crazy advertisements also which promote such things. Can you tell me some crazy advertisement which forces you to buy something which you absolutely do not need? You must buy one, get one free. First of all, I don't need it only. But I ended up buying one because another one was free. Yesterday, I was looking to buy a wireless mic which can get connected to the phone. Somebody told me, Prabhu, take this one. This has 45% off. As if I don't know the actual price of it. Just because it is 45%, I should take that one. Any other ad? Remote controlled fan. I have actually worked for such things, home automation. So you sleep in your bed, and from your bed only you switch off the light, from your bed only you switch off the fan. And in the Western countries, they have something called as windows blind and pool control and bathroom control and all those things. So from the bed only they keep doing that. That is not good, no? Do you think leading a life out of bed is a very good life? Yes or no? Yes. From bed. You don't get out of the bed only. Life will be good when you are a little active. You leave your bed and then you don't see it for the next 18 hours. And then be active throughout the day. Keep cleaning, keep studying, keep chanting, keep moving around. That is a good life. If whole day you are in bed only controlling it, what you will feel? You will go more crazy. You will go more in illusion. Any other advertisement? Something from this side?
There was very old advertisement from Raymond, Complete Man.
Yes. What is that? Raymond, the complete man. You become complete simply by wearing a suit. Yeah, these are some crazy advertisements. So even if you don't need a Raymond, you'll feel that if I have to become complete, I should buy a Raymond. Things like that. So all of us have been victim of this because our mind is not under control. So this kind of atmosphere has come up. And this mind control is not a problem for just us. It was a problem for Arjuna also. Therefore, there is no one who can say that, yes, my mind is fully under control. Only the pure devotees of the Lord can say. In fact, they also say that my mind is not under my control, it is under Krishna's control. Please repeat with me. Chanchalam hi manah Krishna Pramadhi balavadridham Tasyaham nigraham manye Vayuriva sadushkaram. The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. These are the four adjectives. Restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. O Krishna, and to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind. How many of you can control the wind here? Arjuna could do that through his arrows. But even when he could control the wind, he thought it is very difficult to control the mind. And Arjuna was known for his focus. He was known for his concentration. He was known for his attention. If Arjuna is saying, then you just think of our condition. So therefore, what is the problem? Why the mind is not under our control? Because it keeps wanting all the time something. What does the mind want? The mind is looking for happiness. However, the definition of happiness which the mind has is something incorrect. The mind thinks that it will become happy by taking a loan. The mind thinks that it will become happy by buying a Raymond suit. The mind thinks that it will become happy by buying get one and getting one free. And all of us have done this. All of us have bought a suit. All of us have done this buy one, get one free. And I hope all of you have taken a loan. I'm very proud of all of you. But after doing all these things, did you become happy in life? Yes, sir. Did you become happy?
No or it sometimes gives temporary happiness.
Temporary happiness? You got temporary happiness? चलो कुछ तो मिला.
लोन लेकर कुछ और
अच्छा लोन लेकर नहीं कुछ और.
होता भी है.
Yes. But temporary happiness is not real happiness, no? It's like having a balloon. You feel happy for 1 or 2 minutes, and balloon breaks, then there's nothing to do. So real happiness means that which is lasting throughout my life, at least. That is real happiness. Because I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul, I'm eternal, so my happiness should also be eternal. And mind does have the wrong definition of happiness. Why? Because it has heard wrong things. It has heard that buy this iPhone and then you'll become happy. How many people who have an iPhone, they are like super happy in life. They have no problems in life. We never find such a person. But the advertisement says that. Generally, these phone advertisements, people are so happy when they have that phone in the advertisements. They're taking photo like this, so much happiness. There is this, all the products. Advertisement means people should be really, really happy. Yesterday, again, I was buying a wireless microphone, and there were 4 or 5 photos in that microphone. Everybody was so happy using that microphone, as if they have attained the love of God by getting that microphone. Somebody is singing so happily, somebody is interviewing so happily, somebody is attending a meeting so happily. And they were in office and they were so happy also. I mean, I could not understand. In general, those people who have not understood the message of Bhagavad Gita, for them, the definition of the mind's idea of happiness is as follows. Mind becomes happy, or mind's idea of happiness is exploitation. When we exploit others, when we put others down, when we show our superiority, mind becomes happy. When we accumulate more and more money and more resources, we feel that we are becoming happy. Please correct me if I say something wrong and you feel, no, I'm not like that. We have many senses, and when we supply the needs of those senses, the mind feels it's very happy. And when we associate with the opposite gender, we feel we are very, very happy. In general, is this the idea of mind's happiness? This is what everybody's mind wants, right? Exploit others, accumulate more and more money and resources. Whatever desires you have, keep fulfilling it. And keep associating with the opposite gender. Be happy. Anything else apart from these four?
I think the third one here encompasses everything.
Yeah, but I wanted to be more specific. And I just say that much, people will not understand. I wanted to be more specific. So from where did this conception come from? How did our mind, see, we didn't get trained, nobody told us these things. Naturally, even a small child, the place where I'm staying, many children keep playing whole day. And I was also brought up in that environment where in the roads I used to be playing. So whole day they are shouting. I wanted to go and tell them don't shout, but I ended up playing with them. And they were playing cricket. So obviously they are small children, I am a little more experienced. As soon as I caught the bat, all those samskaras came out. And then I started doing various techniques, this, that. So, and the children are like, wow, Prabhuji, very nice, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, please hit a six, Prabhuji, please. So I did that. And the ball went in some area where they could not find the ball. All the children are standing and looking at me like this. So I said, let's find the ball. So I went with them. This is like 1 week old incident. I could not find the ball. And then I called my friends. They scolded me that you are playing in saffron dress with children. What will people say? And that too, when you came to play, you hit the ball so hard. And all the children, they are running homes and saying, hey, Prabhuji hit our ball, the ball got lost. Prabhuji hit. And all the mummies are coming and standing like this now. So I immediately stopped searching. I went with another friend. I purchased the new ball and gave them. And when I purchased the new ball, when I came back, they were having the old ball. Like this, they were smiling and looking at me and saying, give us the new ball. The point which I'm trying to say is that who taught those children that they can exploit me like that? Natural. Next day again when I was passing by, the Prabhuji, please come, no, Prabhu, 1 over, Prabhu. They knew that an endless supply of balls is there. Every time the ball will be lost, I'll keep buying and giving. All the mummies, they are like, whenever I get down the stairs and go out, they are looking at me like this. Swami plays cricket. Like that. So who taught those small children, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, Durga Puja vacation going on, they don't know what to do, simply playing whole day. Who taught them that they can exploit a 35-year-old person? Natural. So where did they get this idea? Exploit others, accumulate more and more cricket balls, supply the need of the senses. And right now they are not associating, but in future, everybody will associate also. Where did they get these ideas from? Hearing, Shravanam, they heard it. So wrongly set goals come from what we hear. We hear from our parents, from our teachers, from our schools, from our universities, that the goal of life is to make money. Nobody tells us how you should make money, but just somehow make money. And if you make money, you'll be happy. Did you make some money in your life, sir? Obviously. Did that give you happiness? Be honest.
Mentally, yes.
Materially, yes. But real happiness? Can you say that money is the basis of happiness?
Money is the basis of getting you in a little bit more comfortable than what you are.
But will that make you happy?
Materialistically, yes.
That means spiritually, no. That's why you are adding the word materialistically. Had money been the cause of happiness, rich people wouldn't have been committing suicide, no? That means money can just help you buy few things. But you are a foolish person if you think that I will find my happiness in things. You are a foolish person if you think a mobile can make you happy, a television can make you happy, a car can make you happy. You can only be happy by having an exchange or a transaction with God. You are a spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. Only when you are engaged in the service of God, then only and only then can you be happy. You will be happy when you know how to see everything and everyone in their connection with God. And you'll be happy when you learn to serve everybody around you. And for that, you don't need any things. You need a consciousness. But we have been told, don't frame that consciousness, don't target that consciousness. Just target to get money, 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 money. Show me the money. If you have money, you'll be happy. I think all of you have experienced that money doesn't give happiness. It gives distraction. You can write this. Money doesn't give happiness. It only gives distraction. It makes you forget your actual problems of life for some time. Similarly, society will say, teachers will say, universities will say, become that. Become like that. Why should I become like that? I should become what I want to become. At least I belong to a generation which is DBPS, do because Papa said. Or DBMS, do because Mummy said. These days they are DBFS, do because friend says. But nobody thinks, what is my Varna? What is my Guna and what is my Karma? What should I actually do in life? The nomenclature is that, or the assumption is that this person did this, went to this school, and after that went for this coaching institute, after that got into this university. So everybody should do that. I have a friend, 3 generations of their family have been diamond merchants. And diamond business is a very detailed business. You need to be in touch with the miners, you need to examine various kinds of diamonds, learn what is a good diamond, the processes of cutting it, polishing it, and then transporting it. It's a full day, it's a full-time job. And they are billionaires. Now, if a child has been given birth in that family by God, why should he do anything else other than diamond business, you tell? Why should they get into a hotel management course and struggle how to make cake and how to make this? Your father is a billionaire and your whole family, he naturally has, anytime he sees a ring, he's like, oh, this is this diamond, this could be better than. He has that natural tendency. But because everybody in his family is becoming a doctor, a lawyer, a CA, an engineer, he also wants to be. It's like he is a fish. But he's seeing, oh, everybody around me is a monkey. They are trying to climb a tree. I'm a fish, doesn't matter, but still I'll try to climb a tree. Sounds funny, but this is the society. And that's because we are hearing wrong things. People tell this, ads tell this, and our mind is becoming framed like that. If all of us had heard from the Bhagavad Gita right from the childhood, if we all would have heard from Guru, Sadhus and Shastras right from the childhood, we wouldn't have been having this problem right now. The whole advertisement industry gets its juice from the fact that people's minds are not controlled. If the minds become controlled, the advertisement industry will at least stop. They know that everybody is fickle-minded. Nobody knows the purpose of life. Nobody has a sense of direction. They're just moving, go with the flow, part of the rat race. So which rat can I attract today? Show the cheese. This is a cheese. This is the best cheese. This is the French cheese. This is a 100-year-old cheese. Come. Get into the trap. That's going on. So how many of you feel that, yes, my life would have been much better if right from childhood, from the age of 5, if I would have been trained in the science of God, in the science of Bhagavad Gita? How many of you feel like that? Yeah, at least I also felt like that. And then, this is a very severe, see, what I'm saying is not just my opinion, but the opinion of the Bhagavad Gita. See this vicious cycle. Yehi samparsh jab hoga dukha yonaya evate adya antvantah kauntaya nateshu ramte buddha. An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to the contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. Nobody told this when we were a small person, when we were young. Nobody told this. Senses, when they come in touch with the sense object, immediately in future we will suffer with some misery. The moment you get into the cycle of sense gratification, indriya tripti, indriya bhog vilas, the moment you have a sense object and you have the sensory desire to enjoy it, yehi samparsh jab hoga, dukha yonaya. Immediately in future you should be fully confident that I'll suffer because of this sense gratification. And this sense gratification which I'm enjoying, like how Prabhuji told, that for some time I get some happiness. It is adi antavanta kaunteya. This so-called happiness which I'm enjoying, it has a beginning and an end. But do I have a beginning and an end? No. I as a spirit soul am eternal. So nateshu ramate buddha. So the wise man does not delight in those pleasures which are born out of sense perception and which have a beginning and an end. If I'm an intelligent man, I will relish that kind of pleasure which is transcendental, which is beyond matter, and which is eternal. Does it make sense? Nateshu ramate buddha. So these things nobody told us. We were told that, okay, doing things for temporary happiness is the best thing to do. Why? Because kal ho na ho, kar lo. What is that? Titles, some famous titles, kal ho na ho.
जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा.
See? This is the biggest atheistic way of life. Zindagi na milegi dobara. So, kar lo duniya muthi mein. Do whatever you want. Atheistic. This is irresponsible way of life. That because how do you know that zindagi na milegi dobara? Are you in a position to decide what will happen next day? And you are planning the whole life? You have already got so many zindagis. And each zindagi you have wasted. By not chanting Hare Krishna, by not reading the Bhagavad Gita, by not associating with the devotees, and by not having a diet of Krishna Prasad. You have already wasted so many lives. Life is meant for tapasya, especially human life is meant for tapasya. If we have a human body, that means it has been given to us for taking voluntary discomfort to advance in spiritual life. Because we are in Kali Yuga, so the environment is not suitable for that. So we think we are not meant to do that. But actually human life is meant only for God realization. And there is no other purpose. Human life is not meant for other things. Sorry to say, but this is the reality. And if you realize this now, you are an intelligent man. Otherwise, you'll realize this at the time of death. That yes, I spent 70 years of my life doing all these things. None of it is helping me at the time of death. But had I become spiritually advanced and had I been able to remember the name, form, qualities and pastimes of Krishna at the time of death, I would have been successful. The purpose of human life is to do something so that you can come out of the cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. And not just earn money and show it off to people. You see the WhatsApp statuses of people and the Facebook posts, Instagram posts, and the WhatsApp display pictures and all. Somebody is there in most of the people, when they take a flight or something, they take a photo with the flight, as if the whole flight belongs to their father-in-law. When they are eating something, they have nice picture. Or when they are going for some shopping, nice picture. With some celebrity, nice picture. They are doing it to show to Krishna, right? My dear Lord, see, I am standing with Virat Kohli today. Or they are doing it to show off to some people whom they don't like. What is it? Option A or option B? They are doing it to show it off to those people whom they don't like. Nateshu ramante buddha. Those who are intelligent, they do not delight in such pleasure. So now I come, this is the nature of the mind, and this is how mind has troubled us, captured us, enslaved us, captivated us. Now, how to control the mind? First, we need to understand the functional document of the mind. The working senses are superior to dull matter. This is dull matter. Table, this is dull matter. So the working senses, the knowledge acquiring senses and the working senses, they are superior to the dull matter. Mind is higher than the senses. Whatever senses which I have, mind is higher than them. Higher than the mind is the intelligence. And higher than the intelligence is the spirit soul. So this is the hierarchy. Senses, first is dull matter, then senses, then mind, then intelligence, and then you, the spirit soul. So if you want to control everything, the control should start from where? The soul. That means what is the first thing which you need to control to bring the entire ecosystem under control? You need to control the intelligence. You are the spirit soul, and the first thing which you need to control is the intelligence. If your intelligence is controlled, then the intelligence will control whom? The mind will control whom? And the senses will control what? This is the functional document of the body. This is from a book called as Katha Upanishad. This was told in Bhagavad Gita 3.42 also, and in Katha Upanishad also. The translation of that is, the individual is the passenger in the car of the material body. So I'll use a laser pointer here, if you can kindly take note. This whole ratha or the car is the human body. The intelligence is the driver. Mind is the driving instrument. These ropes which are tying all the horses is mind. And the senses, they are the horses. You see, on one horse, there is the sense of seeing. On one horse, the sense of smell, sense of hearing, the sense of touch, the sense of taste. If you will carefully note, all these horses' nature are different, and each horse is probably trying to run in a different direction. So therefore, to harness all these horses, you need an instrument, a driving instrument. It could be the rope or it could be the whip. So the senses will be controlled via the mind. And these ropes are in whose hand? In the hand of the driver. That is the intelligence. So if the intelligence is weak, what will happen to your chariot? It will meet with an accident. And who will suffer? The passenger. So an ideal situation is the passenger, the spirit soul, tells the driver or the intelligence what to do. And the intelligence is strong enough to control the mind, and the mind takes full charge of the senses. But right now the situation is the senses are rebellious and the mind is not under control, the intelligence is super weak, and the soul is suffering. So therefore, if you want to control your mind, you have to make your intelligence strong. How many of you agree that mind control is only possible? By the way, what is intelligence? Does it mean that if you get first rank in UPSC examinations, then you are an intelligent person? What is the definition of intelligence? Discrimination power, yes. When you are able to discriminate what is good for you, what is bad for you, what things you should pursue and what things you should avoid. When you know, always remember the goal of life amidst all your activities throughout the day, that is called intelligence. Simply because you are able to generate more GDP by an advertisement doesn't mean that you are an intelligent person. But how you react in thought-provoking and agitating situations, that is called intelligence. So how to make the intelligence strong? Hear from the right source. This is the practical tip of the day. hear from the right source. The whole problem why we are struggling with our mind today, because we heard from the wrong sources. As a child, nobody told Bhagavad Gita to us. Nobody told the message of Gita to us, Krishna to us. Nobody told that we should chant Hare Krishna. Nobody told that we should follow 4 regulative principles. Nobody told. We heard from the wrong sources. Our children hear from those cartoons which they see to eat. What are those cartoons called? Names? Chota Bheem, Dholakpur. What is that small child's name? From last 10 years I am seeing it is not going only, that child. Chotu, Raju. And then there is that Kalia. What will our children learn from these things? Eat laddu, fight. That's what Chota Bheem does, no? Eat laddu and fight. So in some episodes of Chota Bheem, Krishna comes. This is what I have been told. So Chota Bheem becomes friend of Krishna and then both go and fight. So keep laddu, keep fight. Keep laddu. We have to do Shravanam. Our children should be exposed to the great characters of Srimad Bhagavatam, to the great characters of Ramayana. Expose them to the noble character of Bharata. Will your children be happy if nobody appreciates them? No. Will your children be happy if they are constantly criticized? No. But Bharata led a life like that. He did his job, he did his duty in a climate of constant criticism and zero appreciation. So we should expose our children to the character of Bharata, that see how noble Bharat is. Then they will get to learn something in life. They should be exposed to the characters of Bhagavatam. Parents should sit and read Bhagavatam with children. Then when they are in difficulties, they will not think of committing suicide and they will not think of taking intoxicants. Very recently, someone highlighted an article that in one of the most famous schools of Bangalore, in the standard 9, a random check was done in the bags of the students and unspeakable things came out of the bags. And all those children were probably from your houses only. I mean to say from good family background. So who is teaching the children? Because the Shravanam is wrong. They are hearing from the wrong sources. We like to give our children a nice set of Harry Potter books, but we don't want to buy them a Bhagavad Gita. Basically, we have to read the Bhagavad Gita, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, follow the regulative principles. Let not the demanding and the ever dissatisfied mind ruin us or our children, and engage the mind in the service of Krishna and the devotees of Krishna, and thereby become peaceful. Now we will talk about a little bit how to control the mind and what if I try and if it fails. So the mind, how does it function? The mind functions without reason or logic. The mind functions based on likes and dislikes. That is why we need intelligence to control it. Intelligence has reasoning, discrimination, differentiation ability. Only intelligence can understand what is right and what is wrong. And how to make the intelligence strong? By reading the Bhagavad Gita, by reading the Shastra. When you read the scriptures, scriptures tell you what is right and what is wrong. Your opinion doesn't matter. You may be thinking that what I am doing is right. That is not the case. The vox populi does not mean the voice of the people or the majority of the people, whatever they say, that is not necessarily right. Can you give me some examples? The majority vote of the public is this, and it is fully wrong according to the Vedic scriptures. Is there any examples like that? The vox populace says something, popular vote, majority vote says something, but according to Bhagavad Gita, it is completely wrong. Are there some examples like this?
Most people around us are eating meat.
Yes, but according to Vedic scriptures, it is not correct. But who cares for Vedic scriptures? Any other example? Recently, a movie came, Oh My God, Part 3. Part 2. Part 3? Okay, whichever part. In that, they have shown something. How many of you have seen that movie? Do you agree with what has been told in that movie? Maybe Akshay Kumar may have convinced you also. Do you agree? What is the central theme of that movie? I have not seen, but I have heard about Shravanam. I have done Shravanam about that. Is it correct? What is the central theme? What is the central theme? See, we are so much ashamed also to speak. That movie says that masturbation is okay and it is the right thing to do and we should do. And Lord Shiva's figure they have taken to support that. Is it right?
No, Lord Shiva is Khajuraho's.
You mean Lord Shiva supports that?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they have taken the Khajuraho's.
See, they may misunderstand and disconnect few things here and there, but using Lord Shiva's figure to support masturbation, is it right or wrong?
That is wrong, but it's not about taking any god's name over there.
That is your opinion. But centrally, they have used Lord Shiva's figure, and Lord Shiva blessed the lawyer to present such things. And by the blessings of Lord Shiva, the whole audience said, towards the end of the picture, that's what I'm informed, that I am also masturbating and it's very good. I am also masturbating and it's very good. Is this Vedic culture, you tell me? They are justifying it. A person who is lustily agitated, who is involved in doing things which are illicit, first of all, they do not know the basic Ayurveda. There are 7 components which the human body produces. And the essence of all those 7 things is the virya. That should never be discharged. Both for men and women. Brahmacharya is very important. Without practicing celibacy, without practicing brahmacharya, there is no hope that you will ever understand the Bhagavad Gita and you will ever understand who is Krishna and who is God. Sense gratification and Krishna consciousness, they cannot continue together. Many people, they stop coming to the classes when they hear this, but my job is to speak the truth. In fact, I really want to give a session. When somebody told, I was so enraged when I heard that, I wanted to call all the teenagers and give a session on brahmacharya. The importance of, if you ever want to achieve something in life, practice brahmacharya. Otherwise, you will never have the determination to do anything in life. Your body has some blood. Imagine if you discharge 1 liter of blood daily, how you will be healthy. Your body has some bone marrow. If every month you remove some bone marrow, will you be healthy? Similarly, the virya, if it keeps coming out all the time, how will you be ever healthy? And how will your mind be focused? What intelligence you'll have? What physical fitness and physical agility you'll have? And there is no, I have handled many cases, I can tell you. Those who have not, be it a man or a woman, those who do not practice brahmacharya, they are not able to achieve anything in their life. Zero determination. Forget about mind control is like in this life, it is not possible for them. We'll see in next life. But in this life, it's not possible. And using the name of Lord Shiva, they are saying it is good, we should continue, it is the right thing to do. How many children will get misguided by seeing that movie, you tell? This is a land of great acharyas like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Shankaracharya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, great personalities. And in that land where Lord Krishna has come, where Lord Ram has come, where great sages like Nar and Narayan are there, where the greatest of philosophers like Kapil Muni appeared, in that land, they are teaching that yes, in every class in ISKCON, I say no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, and no intoxication. And in that country, they are saying masturbation is good. It is natural. One should continue. This is all happening because of wrong educational culture. That's all. And we are responsible for it because we did not get trained in Bhagavad Gita. So anybody will cheat us. Another very nice, these days instructive documentaries are coming. There is one more documentary which came, Kerala story. Why that happens? Because they never read the Bhagavad Gita. Nobody reads the Bhagavad Gita. That's why it happens. Very soon Karnataka story will also come out. After that Andhra story will come out. After that Jharkhand story. फिर Madhya Pradesh, every story will come out. Yes.
Guruji, what I understood from the movie,
Which movie?
the movie which we are discussing, oh my God, right? So, what they are saying is the Gurukul, the education institute is the one who has to teach the right things. If they teach the right things from the beginning, I'm not saying about the institution, but if they teach the right things, as you said, whatever Gurukul teachings are given to the right way, the student will know what is to be done in the right way. Right? Since the school did not teach in the right way, he should not be punished. That's what I understood.
But what was the last scene of the movie?
I'm just saying how they go to protect, but the essence was this.
People will remember the last scene only.
I'm just saying, so, whatever you are saying, right?
Correct. Your point is correct. So what is, you are sending your child to a school, right? What is your child's school teaching you? To play games on mobile. That's all. Read about Aurangzeb and play games on mobile. Hide things from your parents. Be secretive. By the time you come to standard 9, start intoxication. This is what the schools are teaching.
This is what they should not do, so that they are aware what is right.
That is what is happening. I'm sorry to say. You are spending 2 lakhs per annum to make your child a woman hunter and a meat eater. That's all. You're giving 2 lakhs per month to make him a woman hunter and a meat eater. Congratulations. Why? Because he'd never read the Bhagavad Gita. Now, we have understood that lust is a problem, mind is a problem. So we have to know that where the enemy is sitting if we want to kill the enemy. If you want to do a strategic strike, surgical strike, then you should know where my enemy is. So this verse tells what are the sitting places of lust. Indriyani mano buddhir asyadhisthana muchyate etair vimohayatyesha jnanam avritya dehinam. The senses, the mind, and the intelligence are the sitting places of lust. Through them, lust covers the real knowledge of the living entity and bewilders them. Lust does not simply mean attraction between the opposite gender. When we try to enjoy something which does not belong to us legitimately, which is not in our quota, it's called lust. When you see a small child taking something from the tiffin of another child and eating forcefully, even if the other child doesn't want to give, then you should understand that this child in future will display a lot of lust. When you see a man trespassing and capturing another man's land and building something there, that means this person is a very lusty person. Somebody is lusty for chips, somebody is lusty for land, somebody is lusty for opposite gender, somebody is lusty for property, etc. So the lust sits in the senses, it sits in the mind, and it sits in the intelligence. From all these 3 places, the lust has to be driven out. We have to start with intelligence. The intelligence, from lusty intelligence, it should become purified intelligence by reading the Bhagavad Gita. Through the intelligence, we have to dictate the mind, and we have to chant Hare Krishna. So by chanting Hare Krishna, the mind, from lusty mind, it becomes a purified mind. And the senses, they have to be engaged in the service of Krishna. And then in that way, the senses become purified. Now, how to control the mind? we have to first take a very strong step and tell the mind you are not the master. That means we have to understand that I am not helpless in front of the mind. I am a spirit soul. I can dictate my intelligence and take charge of my life. When some danger comes in your life, how do you react? You want to counteract that danger. So similarly, when the attack of lust, anger, greed, illusion, enviousness, attachment comes, don't just surrender to it. Be strong, first of all. Be determined. Without determination, anything is not possible. And if you want to have determination, practice brahmacharya. Otherwise, it's not possible. We have to give positive engagement to the mind. How do we start to train the mind? First of all, get up early in. A very great, very senior devotee came here and he made a statement that those who have not seen the Brahma Muhurta, they can never see the Parabrahma Bhagwan also. Brahma Muhurta means 4:30 a.m. You should be ready for your Mangalarti or for your japa. If you are not waking up 1.5 hours before sunrise, and there is no hope for you that you will ever realize God or you will ever be able to apply the teachings of Bhagavad Gita in your life. Now, what to do, Prabhuji? I have night shift. I come late. After coming from office, I watch Netflix. I have so many problems. Take baby steps, but have a target that I should go to bed early. What is that saying? Early to bed, early to rise. Woman also makes a man and woman. What makes? Healthy, wealthy, wise. How many of you want to become these three things? Healthy, wealthy, and wise. How many of you want? Everybody wants. So the solution to this is hit the bed early. Hit the bed early. Okay. Our scientific power has outrun our spiritual power. We have guided missiles and misguided men. I really like this statement. That's why I put it here. Now, with the advent of so-called Chat GPT, our artificial intelligence has outrun our natural intelligence. All the children, they are writing great essays, When I was a small child, if I had to write an essay, I used to struggle so much. Ask father, ask mother, ask sister, ask brother, and then think, ask teacher, get scolded, 2-3 days, one essay. But now, Chat GPT, amazing essays are coming. We are teaching some courses called Bhakti Shastri. They are writing answers for Bhagavad Gita also using Chat GPT. So what is the hope for such people? So, see, the session was about mind control. We understood that we can control the mind by controlling our intelligence, which is possible by reading the scriptures and chanting Hare Krishna. Now I want to talk about the second thing, which is regulated lifestyle. The Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna himself says that there is no possibility of once becoming a yogi, O Arjuna, if one eats too much or eats too little, sleeps too much or does not sleep enough. That means those whose work, recreation, eating and sleeping is under control, they can mitigate most of the problems which they are having because of the body. Basically, we have to do everything in moderation. Balance. You must be wondering, how is balance related to my spiritual life? Why Krishna has started talking about eating too much, eating too little, sleeping too much, sleeping? How is it related to your spirit soul? These are all bodily things, right? Eating too much, eating too little, sleeping too much. This is body needs. How does it concern the soul? Because eating too much and eating too little, sleeping too much and sleeping too little affects the mind. And if the mind is affected, at least in the initial stages, you will not be able to practice spiritual life. In order to make things favorable for spiritual life, be a yogi. Don't eat too much and don't starve. Don't sleep too much and don't stay awake late night watching Netflix. What other engagement we have? If we are not sleeping till 1 a.m. in the night, what we are doing? We are reading anxiously some chapters of Bhagavad Gita, or we are chanting some rounds, or we are really reading about Krishna from the Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm not able to sleep, Prabhu. I have so much anxiety to know what Krishna did. Is that our reason for going to sleep late? युक्ताहार विहारस्य युक्तचेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्तस्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः. He who is regulated in his habits of eating, sleeping, recreation and work can mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga system. Basically, that which helps me to practice Krishna consciousness, I should accept. And that which distracts me from my practice of Krishna consciousness, I should reject. If you eat too much, can you come for this class? We'll keep calling you. You'll give us this reason, that reason, XYZ reason. And then you'll not come. And if you eat too little, you'll not be able to sit in the class. Always you'll be wanting to go in the kitchen. What is made? What is made? So eating too much, eating, sleeping, recreation and work, they affect the mind. Therefore, we have to do it. Do you realize that Bhagavad Gita is so practical? It tells you what to do, how much to do, when to do, what not to do, how to control the mind. It is not some military conversation going on between two friends 5,000 years ago. It is valid in every stage of life. So Bhagavad Gita shlokas are full of life. Now, the ultimate sutra of mind control. This is the most important segment of the class. Please be extra attentive. Wherever mind is, bring it back and focus it here. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Asamshayam Mahabaho Mano Durnigraham Chalam Abhyasena tu Kaunteya Vairagena cha grihyate. Homework. Please memorize this verse, read the translation of this verse, read the purport of this verse. Note down. 6.35. Lord Shri Krishna said, O mighty armed son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind. Krishna is a perfect counselor and a perfect teacher. Whenever a student expresses some problem, the first step is to acknowledge the problem. Yes, what you are telling is a serious problem. If you do not acknowledge, then they will feel that you are not being heard. They are not being heard. You see, so many things we can learn from the Bhagavad Gita. Mind is Krishna's energy. Do you think it is very difficult for Krishna to control the mind? But he's talking to Arjuna. He's like, yes, serious problem. Asamshayam Mahabaho. O mighty armed son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind. So Arjuna is feeling, 50% of my problem is solved. Why? Because Krishna has also acknowledged the problem which I am facing is an actual problem. This is what the psychiatrists do. Just for doing this, they get paid. No offense. They only are very good at listening and acknowledging. And that solves 50% of the problem. Any problem you have with your brother, sister, daughter, spouse, father, mother, whoever, just listen to them and acknowledge for some time. Gone, finished. Most of the times, solution is also not needed. Especially with siblings, brothers, sisters, and even with spouses. I have experience with brothers and sisters. But I've heard from people, they say that simply if they hear the problems are solved. Asamshayam Mahabhav. Undoubtedly, it's very difficult, but the solution is by suitable practice and by detachment. It is possible to control the mind. Which suitable practice we are talking about here? Chanting of Hare Krishna, association with the devotees, reading of Bhagavad Gita, eating prasad. This is the suitable practice. And getting up for Mangalarti. This is the suitable practice which we are talking about. And detachment. What detachment are we talking about? Mind by nature wants to be engaged in matter. Mind will say, do this, do that. Whatever the mind says, don't do. Mind says, don't get up, you get up. Mind says, don't go for class, you go for class. Mind is like a small child crying in front of you. Have you seen a small child crying in front of you? What if you leave the child? What will the child do?
Get up after a couple of Get up again after a couple of seconds of rest.
The child is there and it is crying a lot. Why does the child cry in the first place? To get your attention. Have you seen some children, they cry so loudly but not even a single tear is coming out? Were you in that category? Attention seeking children. What happens if you leave such children? Let them cry. Ronido. Huh? One second. Let's hear from that side also. Yes.
They won't cry.
They understand that I am not getting attention, and after that they get tired and they stop crying. Mind is like that. It will be shouting at you, it will be clamoring, it will be demanding, it will be forcing. If you continue to ignore it with detachment, one day it will give up on you and it will just start doing what you say. This is what Krishna is telling by suitable practice. So suitable practice is the positive and Vairagya is the negative. The mistake which people do is they try to become detached, but they don't do the practice. My suggestion here is focus more on the positive. Don't worry about detaching. Don't worry about Vairagya. Don't worry about ignoring the mind. Just focus on the positive aspects. Chanting, reading, hearing, coming to classes, attending Mangalarti, showing lamp to Damu Krishna in the month of Kartik. Just focus on the positives. Simply by focusing on the positives, automatically knowledge and detachment will follow. Did you understand? Don't try to become detached. Try to become attached to Krishna. If you become attached to Krishna, this detachment will automatically follow. That is why Krishna says, Abhyasena first and Vairagyena later. Abhyasena tu kauntaya Vairagyena cha grihyate. If you do the right abhyasa of Krishna consciousness, then knowledge and renunciation will automatically follow. This is another statement. This is not my opinion. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janiyatyashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayad Ahait. Anybody who becomes a devotee of Krishna sincerely and seriously, without even trying, automatically knowledge and renunciation comes to them. You don't need to try to become a person who is self-realized in the science of Bhagavad Gita. You don't need to try to practice some renunciation. Automatically it will come. And you'll be amazed at it. You will be amazed that this sense object with which I was so much entangled, I don't have taste for it only now. It's like one day it will just, the desire to do sense gratification will just disappear one day. And you'll be the happiest person that day. And then you'll understand what is life. Till now, how much I was troubled. But now my mind is under control. My senses are under control. And then what will be the effect of that? If you are able to control your senses, if you are able to control your mind, what will the effect of this? The effect is very nice. One who works in devotion, who is a pure soul, and who controls his mind and senses, is dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him. Nice, no? How many of you want that everyone should love you? Please raise your hands. Become sense controlled. And how many of you want to love everybody? He's not raising hands. Become sense controlled. See the words which are used here. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriya sarva bhutatma bhutatma kurvan apina lipyate. Krishna is not saying Vijitatma, Vishuddhatma, Jitendriya first. First he is saying Yoga Yukto. That means one who is a devotee, one who is a bhakta, one who is a devotee, automatically he will be a Vishuddhatma also. And one who is a Vishuddhatma, because he is a Vishuddhatma, he will automatically be Vijitatma. That means who can control his mind. And because his mind is under control, he will automatically be Jitendriya. Do you see a flowchart here? Yoga Yukto. First you become a devotee of Krishna. By becoming a devotee, all good qualities will come, such as you will become a Vishuddhatma, no more material desires. When you are in that stage, then automatically your mind will be under your control. And when your mind is under control, automatically your senses will be under control. You see how nicely, cryptically Krishna has spoken. Yoga Yukto Vishuddhatma Vichitatma Jitendriya. So when you become a devotee, automatically you become a pure soul. When you become a pure soul, you become a mind-controlled person. You become a mind-controlled person, then sense control automatically follows. And when all this happens, you will try to serve everybody. And when you try to serve everybody, will everybody like you? Obviously. And when you will try to serve everybody, why you will try to serve everybody? Because you will see their connection with Krishna. Then in that case, will you love everybody? Yes. So this is the result of mind control and regulated lifestyle. You will love everyone and everyone will love you. Is it worth it? Last tip of the day. This is considered to be in terms of regulated lifestyle and mind control. I call it as the heating of the frog. What do you see in the picture? Sorry? Frog is being heated up. Did you try this? What do you think will happen if I heat the frog?
Slowly. It won't jump out.
It will jump out. But what if you slowly increase the flame? Will it jump out? All of you are saying as if you have done this experiment. But it is a fact that the frog will not jump out. So mind is like that. Don't do drastic changes. In Gita class, we heard if somebody has not seen the Brahma Muhurta, then they will never see the Parabrahma also. I am waking up at 7:30. From tomorrow, wake up time is 4 a.m. Change. From 7:30 to 4 a.m. Never do this. From 7:30, you go to 7:15. From 7:15, you go to 7. From 7, you go to 6:15. From 6:15, you go to 5:30. From 5:30, you go to 5. Like this takes 6 months time and slowly come to 4 a.m. Then you can heat the frog of the mind. And have a constant practice of chanting Hare Krishna. Why you need a constant practice of chanting Hare Krishna? Because to control the mind and the intelligence, you need bala. You need spiritual strength. Your soul should be strong. If you don't have spiritual strength, you cannot overcome temptations and agitations and the clamoring of the mind and the lusty nature of the intelligence. It's not possible. Only those who have that spiritual strength, the bala, adhyatmic bal, spiritual bal, spiritual strength. Only they can have a mind controlled and a regulated lifestyle. So therefore, first, don't do drastic changes. Second step, drastic changes means some changes you have to do. That is vairagya. Actually, I should put the second point first. Abhyasa. What is the abhyasa you should do? Chant every day Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. First step is the right abhyasa. Chant Hare Krishna and have a schedule. Idle mind is a devil's workshop. Make sure that you have an engagement all the time. You should be knowing at this time of the day you're supposed to do this, at this time of the day you're supposed to sleep, at this time of the day you're supposed to whatever. Should be a schedule. And while doing this, don't do drastic changes. Baby steps. Hit the frog. And then measure your progress. That 2 weeks ago, this was my situation. Now what is my situation? Measure your progress. Most importantly, have a guide. Did Arjuna have a guide?
Yes.
Do you need a guide? Do I need a guide? We all need a guide. So have a guide. A guide means an experienced devotee of Krishna who can help you with the message of Krishna, with the teaching of Krishna, with the teaching of the Bhagavad Gita. That is the meaning of guide. And you yourself should verify whatever my guide is teaching me, is it the right thing to do or not? How you will verify? By reading the scriptures. You should not blindly accept what your guide says also. If I am saying something that you have to wake up and do Mangalarti, it should be written in Bhagavad Gita. Especially in South India, few hundreds years ago, the culture was, you may be a great acharya, but if what you are saying it is not written in the Shastra, will not accept. That was the culture of South India. And I want everybody to cultivate this culture. If I am saying that all of us should show a lamp to Damodar or Krishna in the Kartik month, it should be written in the Shastra. You may be anybody, but if what you are saying has not a scriptural basis where I can verify it, I will not listen to you. I encourage such scientific inquiry in Vedic scriptures. Of course, while doing so, don't be in a challenging spirit, but ask questions. We are not an institution where we just say, just follow, don't ask questions. How dare you ask a question? No, ask questions. Don't take anything from anyone. Just focus on the scriptures. And of course, because senior devotees, they understand the scriptures better, we have to respect them. So in this way, you can achieve a mind control and a regulated lifestyle. Don't do drastic changes. Have a constant practice of chanting Hare Krishna. Have a schedule. Constantly measure your progress. Have a guide and keep reading the scriptures. With this, I conclude today's discussion. It's on time. Please take note. I would like to remind you that whatever result was obtained in Satyuga by meditating on Vishnu, in Treta Yuga by performing sacrifices, and in Dwapar Yuga by serving the Lord's lotus feet, can be obtained in Kali Yuga by simply chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Meaning to say that if you are attending these classes have two results. Number one, you should have a constant practice of chanting Hare Krishna. If after attending these sessions you have not begun chanting Hare Krishna, or you are not in a regulated way chanting Hare Krishna, but expecting to have a regulated lifestyle and a controlled mind, I think you are wasting time. And the second result of this class is you should become a sincere student of the Bhagavad Gita. It may be possible that you did not drink water throughout the day, but it should not be possible that you passed a day without reading the Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam or Vedic scriptures like that. Every day you need to have bath in the teachings of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. iti shodashakam nama nama kalikal mashanashanam natah parataropaya sarva vedeshu drishyate. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. These 16 names composed of the 32 syllables are the only means to counteract the evil effects of Kali Yuga. What are the evil effects of Kali Yuga?
Attachment.
Meat eating, gambling, intoxication, and illicit sex. Meat eating, gambling, illicit sex life, and intoxication. These are the evil effects. Wherever these 4 things are there, immediately you should think Kali Yuga is there. And the only thing which can counteract the evil effects of Kali Yuga are chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In all the Vedas, it is seen that to cross the ocean of science, there is no alternative to chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So now, I have 5 minutes for making some announcements.